years ago, 4 fearless individuals stormed the stage at the Brunswick Tavern after facing harassment from a group of men. Their impromptu performance was a defiant declaration, singing the song I Enjoy Being a Dyke to the tune of Rodgers and Hammerstein's I Enjoy Being a Girl. What followed was a groundbreaking moment, sparking a national conversation on gay and lesbian rights.
Cela générerait une réaction qui laisserait une empreinte sur la communauté. It proved the power of being visible in a world that wants you to hide.
Well.
Back in the olden days, because it was 50 years ago, I was the coordinator of the Women's Center. Pat Murphy was the coordinator of the Gay Center. And there was animosity between the two groups. So I called Pat Murphy, who I didn't know, and said, this is kind of silly, this animosity. Why don't you and your girlfriend, Sue, and me and my girlfriend, Adrian, go out for dinner and get to know each other? And we did. And we ate Wiener Schnitzel and drank beer in a Hungarian restaurant and then went next door to the Brunswick Tavern, where for some unknown reason we decided to sing I Enjoy Being a Dyke on the stage because it was amateur night and there was a piano player and it just looked like fun.
So the three of us, Murphy, Lamar, and I, just went running up to the stage and we jump up.
We jump up.
And we sing, when I see a man who's sexist and he does something I don't like,
I just tell him that he can cause I enjoy being a dyke. And Ivy pulled the plug.
So I've got a view from the crowd. The crowd is loving it. Keep going, they're saying. And so they did. There was just general merriment in the room and very loud, and then suddenly the room went completely quiet. So I turned around. Down the middle aisle come 8 cops. And it's like, they're coming to our table.
And I thought, the cops are here. I wonder why they're here.
They came over and they said, you have to go now. And we said, why? We're drinking our beer. So then they said, you have to go now. This went on for quite a while. And then I've never seen anyone arrested this way. They had 4 cops. They had 1 on each arm and leg. And she sort of went out like flat. I thought, wow, like there's nobody in the middle. I wonder if that's painful. And at that point, they're pulling me out of my chair and carrying me to the paddy wagon and we were right by a side door.
Yeah.
When it opened, there's a paddy wagon right there waiting for us.
So we got to 14 Division and we sat there for a very long time.
We did. And
while many officers were coming on and off shift and verbally abusing us.
They didn't know what to charge us with.
Then they started beating on us and
throwing us out of the police station. And one of them punched me in the jaw. And they said, don't go back to the Brunswick Tavern.
Right.
And of course, we immediately went back to the Brunswick Tavern because we needed witnesses. And the Brunswick had this long hallway that you had to walk down to get to the beer hall. And as we started walking down the hallway, a football formation of policemen who were waiting for us, they just pushed us outside and smashed her head against a car. And
there was a cruiser waiting and forced those 3 in.
Yeah.
I went to get in and they said, what are you doing? And I said, I thought I was arrested. And they said, just go home and be a good little girl.
Yeah.
So we were taken to 14 Division again. We were punched and kicked. We all had bruises everywhere. We were kept there for many, many hours and released charged with causing a disturbance. So we went to York University where Judy LaMarche was a professor of law. We went to her because she was a strong woman. She didn't take no for an answer. She fought for what she knew was right. And when we got to the part where the police started beating on us, she broke her pencil. She snapped it and she said, I'm taking this case. The trial went on for days. We were in the newspaper every day. It was about something spicy that never got talked about, right? And eventually, when it wrapped up, I was the only one found guilty. But I was also the only one that charged the police with assault.
Yeah, so the assault trial for the policeman was a separate trial that happened much later. And the police start getting on the stand and saying that we were standing on the tables in the Brunswick Tavern with pitchers of beer, swinging pitchers of beer over our heads, screaming, "F the establishment." We had a little meeting and they say, "Order in the court, all rise." And we just didn't get up. We didn't discuss not getting up. We just didn't get up. We were mad. So then we were arrested for contempt of court. The trial goes on, and of course nothing happens to the police.
Well, Pat Murphy refused to apologize.
We all got fined, and Murph said she was not going to pay a fine. She would just go to jail for the weekend.
We had some really amazing fundraising dances at Chat, and the community really came together for that.
We were the first lesbian feminists that really stood up and fought. We were not invited to be in any gay pride celebrations, to be in front of the parade, to be anything. And Extra magazine, even 5 years ago, was saying, "Wonder why the Brunswick Four is never honored." And we weren't, and we didn't need to be honored because we're doing this not for us.
Yeah.
We did it for the whole community.
Getting up on the stage in the Brunswick Tavern, which is a working class beer hall, to sing "I Enjoy Being a Dyke," we could not have been more visible.
We have to challenge authority. When you make contact with people as opposed to authority, the resonance is very clear.
The Brunswick Four's courage to be visible and determination made history. They challenged the status quo, sparked a national debate, and fought for the rights of the community across Canada.
Leur héritage est un puissant rappel de l'impact qu'un petit acte de défi peut avoir sur une nation entière.